is Lucy Polgar with Last Bastion, sponsored by Fight Division. We're here at the All Powers Gym at the moment for an interclub competition, and I've managed to catch Dan Saunders, who runs the Last Round podcast. So Dan, how are you doing? Thanks for chatting to us.
I'm alright, yeah, usually it's me doing the interview. This is a bit weird, this.
I don't know, I like it, that's good for me because I'm just going to let you do the talking. That's great, it takes the pressure off. So just tell us a little bit first before we get into today. Tell us a little bit about the podcast, like how's that going? What made you want to start that?
Well, my mate Anton, who's a professional Muay Thai fighter, we started it in January 2020 and no one else was really doing Muay Thai media apart from slam boxing. And he said there's a big gap where we could grow the page and stuff. And obviously now there's loads of pages, but back then there was only Last Round really.
You set the trend.
Yeah, I like to think so, innit? But it's what it is.
So what kind of things do you discuss on the podcast? Is it like the fights and the records or the mentality of it?
Definitely mentality, but a lot of it's like the fight person. Obviously, let's be honest, in Muay Thai they're not great. Everyone knows that. So it's good to hear people talk about how much they get for promoters and that kind of thing. Like different training rituals. I know the people going out to Thailand. The people prefer to train over here. Just that kind of thing really. And I think it does well. But I think our biggest most popular thing is the corner videos where we film a corner insight video in between rounds in the fight, and people seem to really love those.
Oh yeah, amazing. Guys, sorry. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing here today. Are you with a club today? Have you got any juniors fighting?
My mate Paul Karpovich, who runs 2 Technical, I just spoke to him on the phone this morning. We have a post-event debrief every time Anton fights. So we had a little post-event debrief, and then he said, I'm going to the interclub at All Powers, do you want to come? I was like, yeah, why not? So I'm just
mate, just here for the atmosphere, just here for the vibes, I love it. So your guy won last night then, how are you feeling about that?
Oh, I'm buzzing, man. Obviously there's a little bit of a thing between Last Round podcast, and he's got Muay Thai Hub as well. And he was making a thing out of it on Instagram, but I knew that he was going to win anyway. Anton's just a different level, and he's still got so much more to prove to people, but already I'm so impressed with how he's progressing. He's only had 11 fights.
Amazing. Yeah, so already making waves.
Yeah.
So for you in the podcast then, moving forward, what's your sort of 12 months looking like? What's the plan for it? Obviously just growing the platform.
Just wing it really, to be honest. I don't really have any set plans. I know Last Bastion, I'm sure he's got loads of stuff planned out, but me personally, I'll just contact gyms on the day before and say, oh, can I come down to your gym tomorrow? I'm pretty off the cuff
Just winging it, just freestyling.
I'm just winging my life, to be honest.
Mate, same, absolutely same. I love it. So yeah, just in terms of just growing the content, growing the podcast, seeing how many gyms you can get down to, how many fighters you can talk to, that kind of thing.
I do that. That's the one thing that I do what most of the Muay Thai media don't do. I put in the miles. I go to all these gyms all across the country, and I do like that face-to-face interaction because when I see them at events, it's all love. Do you know what I mean? They probably make time for me.
Yeah, and you get to know the circuit and the people, and everything comes. Yeah, definitely, 100%. I'm feeling that one. The guys are actually helping us fix this up now.
Shout out Last Bastion as well. Everyone says he's got the best tape around. So obviously I'm not a fighter, but everyone says he's got the best tape. So.
Amazing. Oh, I love that. That's a good little plug to put on. Thanks so much. So let us know. Sort of tag your socials. Where can we follow you? Where can we get you?
Just Last Round Podcast on Instagram, Last Round Podcast on YouTube, Last Round Podcast on Facebook, everywhere, just Last Round Podcast.
That's it, Last Round Podcast. So we'll tag it as well. Make sure you follow. Dan, thanks so much for your time.
Lucy as well, she's a good interviewer.
Yes, thanks so much. Thank you very much.
Here we go!